Right then, time to get this bad boy built. I do love a killer can. Well, not a killer can, a Death Dread. Killer cans are smaller. It's been ages since I had an Orc Dreadnought. In fact, I don't think I've ever owned an Orc Dreadnought. I've owned a killer can. That's why I keep calling it a killer can. Right, let's get this built, shall we? Let's get ourselves underway. Before my sanity finally, snip, snip, cracks. So let's start by getting number 2 out. Now, I've got to make a decision about who this can's going to be fighting with. Is he going to be fighting with my Deathskull contingent? Is he going to be fighting with my... Let's get number 5 out while I'm waffling. Is he going to be fighting with my Speed Freaks? Probably not. Not a good Speed Freak vehicle, this. Snake Bites, possibly. Just don't feel that it's a snake bite thing, this. I'm in a bit of a difficult position, aren't I, really? Who do I paint this up as? Or do I do a different colour scheme completely? Can't really do my Blood Axes because my Blood Axes are... The paint scheme is far too complex for Combat Patrol. My promise of trying to keep everything as simple as possible for my Combat Patrol painting and only use the paint to make my Blood Axe is not an option. Now, that leaves me with a couple of choices. And whatever colour I do this in, there's a good chance I'll have to stick to it for my killer cans when they come with the premium kit. Now, I think it's going to potentially be... I don't want it to be my Deathskulls either. I just don't feel like I want a killer can Deathskull. Which means I'm going to have to go off in a completely new direction. And I think my Dreads and my killer cans are going to have to belong to my Blood Axe contingent of my Orc War. Although I have to admit, I am kind of tempted to I'm going to do this Death Dread as something like my Bad Moons. Not got any Bad Moons yet. And I can't start an Orc force of every single clan plus my Freebooter clan if I don't have some Bad Moons in there. I think the only thing is then I'm going to have to get myself a new set of Orc boys to paint up as Bad Moons too, just to give myself extra work. Right, what else do we need here? Part number 6. So yeah, I think Bad Moons. We do have a colour that we can use to do Bad Moons because we've got Altdorf Yellow. Now it's not quite the right vibrancy that we would want with Bad Moons, but I have to admit it'll work. And then maybe if we get like a lighter yellow in Combat Patrol, that'll be great, and I can use that to improve it. If not, I think, you know, obviously when I'm done collecting and painting with Combat Patrol, worst case scenario, if I still don't like the yellow, I will end up maybe giving it a... Oh, gosh, so that's not clean, is it? A new layer, maybe of Bad Moon Yellow just to brighten it up, but that's if I'm not happy with it. Right, there we go. Come on, clean your parts properly. Okay. Hope this clicks together well. Okay. Now, number 1 and number 7, which looks like I have to go find a different sprue for. So that looks like number 1. Do you know what? I think this is going to look pretty cool. Do you know what I have to criticise instantly about this? Is there's no way for you to actually have the can open on the top. I don't know. I think I would have liked that Death Dread to open up on the top a bit. Just for fun. Just so that maybe I could... open it up and see the orc inside. One thing that I like about Death Dreads in killer cans is who's inside it is pretty much open to interpretation, as in Death Dreads tend to have orc pilots, killer cans tend to have grot pilots, but it's the way that they go about doing it that's interesting. Let me just find part number 7 before I keep waffling on. So my brain is prone to adventuring. Here's number 7. Gosh, we're all over the place on this sprue, aren't we? Yeah, so basically, a killer can be a pilot that's like just driving it, but it's also possible for them to do the kind of Space Marine thing and actually physically lock an orc in there, basically. Right, how does this one go on? There we go, like so. Basically turn them into I always call them cyborgs, basically, where it's melded into the machine. The orc and the machine become one. Okay. To be honest, the joints on this ain't great, are they? You can see them openly. I'm going to have to maybe put a bit of modelling putty between these because I want it to be clean. The other thing I really want to do with the Death Dread one day is I want to make it for my snake bites, I want to do steam ones because I really love the idea of doing that. Right, let's have a look at these exhaust ports. So 38 and 40, that's a bit weird. So 38 and 40 go together. And they're topped by 48 and 83. These ones here. Yeah, I'd love to do a snake bite one, a steam can. Now, whether or not I convert a killer can from 40k or whether or not I actually create my own from the ground up on Blender and 3D print it, I haven't decided yet. I just like the idea, not just steam killer cans and Death Dreads. I would love, absolutely love, to do a steam Gargant. Well, basically, probably a steam Stomper. Don't think I could go full Gargant with my printer. But as part of my practice into doing my own parts, so maybe start off with the main kit and then go from there. Get these exhausts tidied up a bit and pop them on. So gotta get this the right way around, haven't I? So like that, and then it's clicking onto there. Yeah, I love the idea of, I really want to do a Steam Gargant. I'll start with a Steam Killer Can, obviously, because I think it's insane to go full-blown Steam Stomper straight away. But I'd love it. Just from a snake bite, you know, just have something very unique to them. Now, come on, glue. Okay, 39 and 41 popping out. And then the exhaust ports typically are not here, they're over here. I'm guessing number 49. All right, I need 49. Yeah, that one there. Oh, then 84 over here. What completely weird numbering system they've gone for here. I don't get it. Like, who decided to number these at all? Watch out, because you might snap bits off this very easily. Although admittedly on Orc things, if you snap bits off by accident, it's very hard to tell the difference. Oh, I feel like I'm going very slow today. I don't know. I think my energy levels have gone. Right. Let me try and pump myself up a bit and get my brain up moving again. Okay, so that's the main body, and now it looks like it's time to get some lovely legs out. So here we go, number 21. I've also got to decide what kind of toes I want, actually. These things are like big decisions to make, aren't they, as you go along. So there's 21, and then I need number 19, which is a little plate that goes next to it. You can pretty much guarantee this damn thing somewhere else, because it wouldn't be a Games Workshop sprue if they weren't saying to themselves, hey, let's just chuck everything half a sprue away. And I was right, it's over here, but it's with number 18, so at least I know where I'm looking for 18 when I'm doing the other leg. Right. Gosh, there's an ugly mould line down this thing, isn't there? Oh, not only has it got a horrible mould line that I'm trying to clean up, but it's got short, spiky bits. Just to destroy my thumb during the process. Next part, now I need to do 20, and let me check here, 18 and 20. So, here it is, over here. God, I have to bounce between different, here, there, bounce all over the place, eh? Okay. Poor thumb is going to be knackered after doing this. Right, get out part 18 as well. Ooh, misplaced it. There we go. Fingers are dying on me now. Come on, don't die, fingers. Right. Now I've got to decide which toes to do. So I think I will probably be aiming for 50 and 51. So let's see if I can find them quickly. Okay, so there's the ones that if you want to do the alternative toe, that's those, 14, 15, 16 and 17. I don't want the clawed toes, I want the flat toes. which are 50 and 51. And I think what they're going to do is they're going to be difficult to find. There they are, 50 and 51. Okay, let's sort this out then. So, hooks over the toe like so. Now, it feels like it should go perfectly flat. This is one of these problems with this kind of walker. I hate the fact that Games Workshop never made these so that you could bend the legs a bit and make them a bit more unique. But unfortunately, they made them just like the War Walker. Not the War Walker, what's it called now? The Wraith Knight. The flat, straight legs irritate me. There is no other way to put it. I just feel like they should have made it so that you could position the legs a bit more custom, other than just kind of squatting them out a bit, which is all you can really do with this. The best you can do is just put them at a weird angle, and that is the best you can do, unfortunately. The other thing is, make sure that you position it so that it's flat to the ground, so that he looks like he's facing forward. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a weird positioning. As I said, unfortunately, the best you can do for design is slightly pop the legs outwards. But that's it, unfortunately. I'm going to make sure he's straight as well, because I don't want him looking like he's slanting backwards. Yeah, I just think this would look so much better if it was like physically stomping forward. You know, like you could do it look like it's completely boom, 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 outwards. There we go. So we are getting there. We are grinding through this thing, aren't we now? Right, head choices. Okay. I am going to go for, I think, 64, because I like the way it looks. Just checking here. Make sure. So I need this gob, I think. 6, is it? Let me make sure. It's different gobs, you see. No, that's not the gob I want. I think it's this big thing here. The look of it. Down is 65. So there's a tusked more, and then there's the jaw. Right, 61 and 62 as well for the side. So let's hope they're nearby. No. Not there. Okay, I'm a bit lost now. 62 and 63, they're kind of like little jaw hinges. Hello, jaw hinges. Maybe they were over here and I just missed them because, oh, they were. They're here. Stay straight. Stay upright. Okay. I'm moving him out of the way for now. He keeps annoying me by falling over. Right. Right, let me check all this. Just checking that maybe if I glue it too soon it might not go on easily, but I think you can. We will find out when I try and connect it, won't we? Now, before I do that though, I need an eye lenses, which I'm going for this one here. So this is number 64. So it feels like actually you got a few other options here potentially, because that looks like it might be an eye lens as well. I'm actually kind of curious about that. Yeah, because you can also, by the sound of it, well, the look of it, there's also like a couple of other eye lens options. So there's the skull mask option as well, which is 33. It's that big skull mask there. Great if you're doing goth orcs. But I think there's a couple of other options as well if you look around, which I like. I believe orcs should have like just tons of options. Like no two death dreads need look alike, particularly in the same army. He's cool, I like him. There we go. Right. Let's see what else we're up to here. Yeah, it seems like there's quite a few choices that you could put up there, and it's definitely worth looking into before you commit. Okay. Now, we need to start getting together weapons. So let's have a look here. I've got to make a really good decision now about weapon options. So I think the first thing I need to do really is look at right, let's read. So it's mainly in the instructions it shows missile options. Now that is not something that you have to stick to though, so you do have a few more choices. What I'm going to start off with is actually getting the core pieces out, the actual arms themselves. So let's start off with finding 85 and 86, because they're the kind of first two arm pieces that we're going to use. So there's 86. 85 clicks onto it. That's 42. Where's the other side of this? It's going to be one of those. Yeah, it's over here now. Gosh, not making it easy, are they? You know, I've got so many spare parts on this one, though. It's going to be quite cool seeing what we can do with all the spares. So the aim is to get the basics on here. I don't know if there's like data, like a data sheet for these outside of the rules we get with Combat Patrol, because personally, the way that it's been put together comes across that there's a lot of arms, like fighting arms on this. I'm the kind of person who likes a lot of shooting arms on my orcs. 43 and 42, particularly if it's going to be a bad moon as well. Let me find the next little arm set. So 42 and 43. Where are you? Gosh, it's really not making it easy here, is it? Right, that looks like 42. You can see it's kind of covered up, actually. That's 36, so I'm probably looking somewhere over here for 43. Oh gosh, what a strange set of sprues this is. Gosh, talk about making it hard to find. Come on. There we go. I love all the pistons and everything on these. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to choosing my weapons. But I'm not going to do it until I've just made sure that I know what kind of loadout I want. Okay, so that's the next little arm. So these are the underslung arms. I think I'll check that in a second, actually. Okay. Now we got the big arms. These big meaty arms now, which, looking at it, do you know what? Ooh, now, yeah, these arms go underneath. Okay, just trying to check which way they're going actually. So they seem to just kind of, right, here we go. So if you want to actually put a missile here, it seems to me that you do it with, you just put the missile straight on. Whereas with this, let me just check. Just looking, making sure I've got this right. It's so weird. And then you kind of squat it forward, and then you can put your stabby attachment on it. I really am trying to work out what weapon loadouts you're allowed to do here. I just like the idea of doing different weapons, but by the same logic, I'm kind of checking. Like Scorcher, I love that Scorcher, but I also love this here. Now that looks like a pair of zap guns to me. And I'm just trying to think how they would go on the miniature. I kind of want the top, I want the top arms to be proper heavy weapons, but I'm just kind of realizing now that these are only if you want claws and things on the lower parts. Which leads to the question, well, what do you do if you don't want claws on the lower parts? You want guns. So let's just have a quick look at the gun options before I commit to this, because I'm very stuck on the idea of having a couple of guns on this, but I don't want to make it, I suppose the best way to put it is a build that you can't use in the future. I always go for rule of cool, as in I do what I like the look of, but I'm also kind of very conscious. Yeah, I think if you want guns, it looks to me that what you do is you make a combination of these with these balls here. So these ball joints are what kind of creates shooting weapons, basically. Now, the reason I'm kind of torn at the moment is because I kind of like the idea of having two guns on my Death Dread to give it some serious firepower, but it's what I put on it, really. Now, this is the Bad Moons. So if it's going to be Bad Moons, the weapons seem, to my mind, have to be snazzy weapons. So 78. So let's have a look at this really snazzy weapon here and see how it feels pushing it up onto the model. Now, I don't have the instructions to do this, so this is me just playing around and seeing what I like. Now, yeah, I think now what we do is we get these little ball joints. This is a bit of a process to get this, isn't it? So we get one of these snazzy little ball joints here. So let's try I'm going to go and try 65, and if 65 doesn't fit, I'll get the other one and see how that fits. Right, let's see what this looks like then. So these kind of pop on there, and then that's how they form a join to the actual model. So depending on which side you want it on, you flick this little ball joint the right way. Like so. Yeah, there we go. They're starting to make sense now. Which means I severely doubt that it will give you two of these snazzy guns. I think they're a custom zapper, but I can't be certain until I've had a good look into it. I don't care. Real or cool, I like them. Could even be a snaz gun. There's so many different AUK guns. Could be a custom blaster. It could be all sorts of things. I just don't know. I don't care. It just looks good. I like them. Kind of guns your mechs carry with them. That's why I'm thinking it's a custom blaster or a snaz gun. They're very... I'm going to get 64 out to finish this off. Yeah. Because if you are gonna paint up your Death Dread as bad means, like I am probably decided, I'm pretty certain of now, you want him to have the snazziest guns going. There we go. You got a pair of snazzy guns for snaz blasting everyone. Right, gosh, I feel like I'm finally making progress. Like, let's time to get out number 36. Because this is where we're getting the big claws going, yeah? So 36, and then we need 37 and 34. Why do I have to go all over the place looking for these things? Seriously, why not keep these parts nearby? They obviously go together. I can't find the part. Seriously, what's that part look like? Right, so there's 37, which is this barrel. Okay. But I still can't quite work out what this little 34 piece is. Some kind of slightly curved piece. The fact that there's also one for the other side suggests that they should be quite close together. Oh, hang on, there we go. I think I found it, yeah. It's just the mould lines hiding the number, that's why I couldn't see it. At least I know where the other one is now. Right, gosh, now I've got to get all this tidied up. Oh gosh, snapped. Don't snap. Dang. I'll glue that up later when I've got it settled on the actual model. Okay. Gosh, this job is such a long one, isn't it? Okay. And then this looks like it kind of sits here, like so. Yeah, it does. A bit weird actually, the connection. Okay, now I can get one of these big blades out. So, which big nasty cutty blade should I choose? I've got this one nearby, so I'll go for it. It looks quite nice anyway. Looks quite nasty actually, doesn't it? Or the grim combination of a claw and buzzsaws. Cool. Now it's just looking absolutely huge, isn't it? I'd love to. I'm going to get this up against the. I'm going to end up forgetting, aren't I? I need to get this guy up against the Brutalis Donor. See how it stacks up. I have to ask myself, how does this thing not like chop its own guns off? Honestly, the thing is like just right up against the body. I suppose the important thing is that you're damaging something. If it's just your own side, then it's just unfortunate. Okay, I'm going to leave that to the side to let it secure. while I get this arm out. Right, here we go. 55. And then those are the little bits. Here, 52. And then the round bit. Oh, I thought it was here. Nope, it's not, it's over here. 54. I can feel my back screaming at me now. This has been a long build. No one wants to start a GoFundMe so that I can have a new spine. You know, go for it. So watch out for those wires there. They're so brittle. They're so easy to snap just by, like, not even really putting pressure on them. I'm just gently grazed it with my finger. As the bishop said to the actress. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, get in there. That's all ready now, isn't it? Okay, now get another weapon out. Go for this nice snappy claw here. This looks mean. Okay, we're getting there. It's a long video, but I think once it's done, I know I'm done then. I've actually built everything that came with this combat patrol. I have to admit, so far, the Orc Combat Patrol's been my favourite. I just think it's got the best of things so far. If you look at it, like, because I was very disappointed with the Hellbrute. The Havocs were cool with the Chaos, but I felt, you know, after being underwhelmed by the size of the Hellbrute, I don't know, I just wanted something more. So this combat patrol is just cool. I love it. This Orc combat patrol just is, it just keeps giving. I mean, like, Death Copters, this Death Dread, it just, like, you know, it's brilliant, isn't it? Plus the premium kit, we're going to get killer cans. So again, just to my mind, just adds to how cool it's going to be. All set up this Orc force. The Orc boys, although push fit, are pretty awesome. Gosh, this thing does not want to fit, does it? It just doesn't want to glue down at all. gonna have to kind of leave them to dry carefully. It doesn't want to play ball at all, does it? Oh my goodness, why don't these arms want to stay on? Like, they've even put like a little hook thing there, and it feels like that hook should help it stay on. It should hook into something, and it doesn't, which is a bit irritating, because it means that there's not a lot of like position, for want of a better word, right? Stay. I'm going to see if I can prop this on something to help it dry. I don't really have anything the right height. I'll lay him off to the side for now, while I just pick out the last little details, which is basically just a lot of decoration, for the want of a better word. Sort of glyphs and things like that, or glyphs. And other things. So let's start out with the main parts. So we've got all these nice little glyphs that we can include just to give it a bit of decoration. Basically, you can put them wherever you have a flat surface. To be quite honest, there's not that many flat surfaces, if I'm quite blunt about it. I mean, look at it, it's very curved. It's very, very curved to put things on flat surfaces. And I assume, by the look of it, they go like places like here on the arm. The arms that just do not want to stay on, no matter what I do. Don't like putting super glue on plastic miniatures, but I think that's where I'm heading to at the moment with this thing, because it just does not want to hold. Okay, so yeah, you can put those glyphs wherever you kind of feel they fit. And then we've got things like the shoulder guards. Again, just gotta get them on. Now, how does this go on? Right, I'm trying to decide how this attaches, because according to, yeah, if you look at the instructions, it seems very strange. It does, because if you see that little peg there, there's nowhere that it actually slots into. It's very strange, but it's inferred that it slots in somewhere, but for the life of me, when I actually look, there's not a proper slot. I don't like that. It looks wrong. It looks strange to me that it just kind of sits there in that odd way. I don't like it, the way that looks. I know it's right, but it just feels off, completely off. But that does seem to be how it goes on. It just looks too high, far too high. Gosh, what a weird design decision. What a very odd, confusingly strange design decision they've gone for there. It doesn't work for me, that. Really doesn't. It's not even got a good bond to it. It's just kind of sat there with very little to hold it in place. Looks fine when you look at it from the front, but it's just odd. It's just not solid or secure to my mind. I suppose it's open to debate, that one, about whether or not you like it. I actually find it strange. I find it weird. Right. Now, you also got two more here, 33 and 35, which probably go on in a very similar, strange way. Let me just pop them off here. Over there a second, will you? Like I say, those things just don't have any real security on them either. They're not balanced, they don't slot into anything. But when you look at it from the front, that is exactly how they are. Okay, right, how do these go on? So these have got to sit on the arms. And again, I suspect it's going to sit very strangely again. But you know, I've put a glyph on there, and the glyph doesn't go on there because the armor goes there. Or does it? It feels very... Oh, helps if I put it the right way around. There we go. That way. Again, I'm not sold on these. The way that this armor is, it looks strange to me. When I look at it, it just looks weird. Like just not in the right place at all. Okay, let's see what else we've got here. I'm just going to look at it from the other side. And again, it's just kind of sitting on here with very little, again, not really anything to hold it down by. It just seems to just kind of fit on and then go like that. It's definitely been some very strange design decisions here, hasn't there? Right. Oh gosh, this has been a hell of a build. Boss pole. Again, this is definitely more of an aesthetic thing. And I have to admit, I wouldn't mind of actually, if there was additional boss poles to put on this, because this is very goth. It just looks very goth orc, this, rather than anything else. Okay, boss pole goes on there. Like so. Okay. So there's a few other things that you can do as decoration. I think it's probably worth kind of finishing off, isn't it? And, you know, showing examples. So what have we got here? Ooh, things like 76, which actually I've just realised. Actually, see, it's another weird design choice. Right, I've just realised not on this. So this goes here. Now, who's going to see it? Yeah, there's another one for the other side as well. What? Oh, yeah, I think weird design choices are definitely a thing on this one. Someone sat down and said, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this, it'll look good. And then, I mean, I get it, it's an orc thing. Sometimes there is no, like, true design. It's just they throw things together. But there's throwing things together, and then there's, like, I mean, seriously, imagine trying to paint that. I'm going to have to try and paint that later. In fact, I'm getting more and more tempted just to remove the arms so that I can actually paint this with a bit of sanity, because I think this is going to absolutely drive me insane when I'm painting it if I keep the arms on. I think I'm going to have to remove the arms before it dries properly, so that when I do my painting it's easier. Because right now this is going to be an absolute nightmare. Honestly, I think don't be surprised if when it comes to my how to paint video the arms are off this. I'm probably going to remove them before it settles. And again, just sort of look around. There's loads of glyphs and things on the actual kit that you can play around with. There's loads of weapon options. You can just pick and choose what you like to make it a very personal vehicle. But gosh, I'm glad this video's at an end. You were horrible. I did not like building you. You made me sad. But now that you're here, I love you and want you to join my war. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.